Hi students, I am Prakash, Academic Advisor, Masterminds. Here is a very small video on 10 tips to score exemption range of marks in problematic subjects. Some students may ask me, is it really important to score exemption in problematic papers? Yes, it is important for you. In professional courses like CA or CMA or CS, if you want to qualify in the first attempt, you must be able to score exemption range of marks in at least 2 papers of each group, so that you can get rid of aggregate problem. Otherwise, even if you perform well, you may not qualify the group because of aggregate problem. You may easily score 40 marks in each paper, but the problem is you will not be able to score aggregate range of marks in each group, which is essential to qualify. It is essential for you to qualify each group. That's why, my dear students, you need to focus well on problematic papers and must score exemption range of marks at least in 2 papers of each group. And there is one more strong reason for you to focus on problematic papers. It's not so easy to score exemption range of marks in theory subjects. If you put equal efforts on one problematic paper and one theory paper, it's obvious that you will score more marks in that problematic paper rather than theory paper. That means with the same efforts, you are able to get better marks in problematic papers rather than theory papers. That's why, my dear students, focus well on problematic papers, prepare the problematic papers in a very scientific manner so as to get exemption range of marks. Today I am going to explain you just 10 basic bullet points to score exemption range of marks in problematic papers. The first and foremost point is know your enemy first. Before you start preparing a problematic paper, you must have clarity on the enemy. Who is enemy here? The examination question paper itself. Can you conquer an enemy without knowing him completely? Impossible. Similarly, if you want to conquer the exam perfectly, then you must know about the exam clearly. For that, what you need to do? What you need to do is simply analyze the past exam papers. Identify the chapters which are very important. Identify the weightage of each chapter. How problems are being given in each problem. Are they being given directly? Are they being modified in the public exam? So, what is the first problem? So, first problem is coming from which chapter? Generally, first problem will be compulsory problem. So, from which chapter that compulsory problem is coming? What is the problem with highest number of marks, and from which chapter that problem is being given? So, what is the rate at which each chapter is being covered in each of the examinations? Because if a particular chapter is being repeated in every exam, it's obvious that you need to prepare the chapter well. So you must analyze the past examination papers. For that you need to do two things. Number one, you gather past examination question papers of at least 5 recent attempts and start analyzing the same. And on the other hand, you must gather a book like Scanner or Discover and analyze the past examination trends. So analyzing question papers is different, analyzing Scanner is different. If not Scanner, you can even gather Discover book being developed by Masterminds also. So whatever the things you can understand by analyzing the question papers, you will not be able to identify the same by analyzing the Scanner. That's why these two are two different facets. You need to do both the things. So by analyzing past examination papers, you can understand your enemy. Fix the target percentage of marks you would like to achieve and work hard to achieve the same. So please fix how many marks you would like to achieve in problematic paper. Because how much efforts we need to put, it all depends on how many marks you want to achieve. If you want to achieve 60 marks, then you may not require to put that much efforts. If you want to score 90% marks, then you must be able to put a lot of efforts. For example, if you want to score above 90 marks, it's not possible for you to take any chapter as choice. But if you want to achieve only 60 marks, then you can comfortably score them even after taking 1 or 2 chapters as choice. That's why each and every decision purely depends on how many marks you would like to achieve. So fix your target. How many marks you would like to achieve? Fix your target and work hard to achieve the same. Start your preparation in the classroom itself. Several students have a habit of keep postponing the preparation. So they feel that they can start preparing after completion of class. But unfortunately, in professional courses like CA, CMA, CS, the available time will be very less and we have to use our classroom time in a very effective manner. For this purpose, you need to listen to the class well. Whenever your faculty is teaching the class, You pay complete attention over the class without any distraction, complete attention on the class. So if you listen to the class with lot of attention, then your need for revising again will come down. It will not be required to revise and again and again and again. And even your revision time will come down. That's why you listen to the class perfectly with complete attention, distraction, without any distraction. You completely focus on what the faculty is teaching. Don't give importance to write what the faculty is teaching. That is not so important. But try to listen to what he is teaching. See, generally a faculty will be writing the solution on the board. Don't be in a hurry to copy down the same. Never copy the same. You observe what is written on the board, analyze the same, and without looking at the board, you try to note down everything in your notebook. That means without looking at the answer, you try to note down in your notebook. That means you are doing first revision in your classroom itself. So you have to do your first revision in the classroom itself. While the faculty teaching the problem, you may identify one or two important points in the problem. Please remember, 80% of the problem will be junk. Only 20% points will be there which are new or unique to the problem. So you need to identify just unique points in the problem and you need to underline the same using a red pen. Its impact will be there at only one or two places in the solution. That means 80% of the solution is junk. It's not required for you to refer again. Only 20% of the solution is important. So you identify the impact of that important points in the solution and highlight the same using a highlighter. Let us take the example of a final accounts chapter. What will be the difference between first problem and second problem? 80 to 90% of the problem will remain same. Only one or two new points will get added in the second problem when compared to first problem. You identify that new points and underline the same using a red pen. So its impact will be there in the solution at 2 or 3 locations. Highlight those 2 or 3 locations using a highlighter. So what is the advantage of doing this? In your revision, you need not focus time on 80% junk. It is sufficient for you to focus only on the 20% points which you have underlined. And its impact is also being highlighted in the notebook. That's why in your revision, it is sufficient for you to refer what are the points that have been underlined in the material and also its impact in the solution which was already highlighted by you using a highlighter. So it can save 80% of your revision time and it can even improve your efficiency. At a very lesser amount of time, you can revise the entire topic. At the beginning of each chapter, you try to maintain an index. Problem number, what is the highlight part of the problem? So what is the page number in the notebook where you can find the solution of the same? Is it required to refer that problem again? Is it required to revise that problem day before public exam? So with all these headings, you try to maintain an index for each chapter. You maintain separate index for each chapter. This will help you a lot in your revision time. If you feel that a particular problem is unimportant and it's not required to be revised again, try to strike off the same immediately in the material itself. Generally, when a particular problem is being taught by the faculty, you feel that to be very important. But by the time chapter gets completed, your opinion entirely differs. For example, when your faculty has taught you first problem in final accounts, you might have felt everything to be new and you might have felt everything to be important. But by the time the chapter gets completed, you feel that the first problem is nothing. So in such a case, you try to strike off the first problem. If not immediately, at least by the time chapter gets finished. So this is a scientific way to listen to the class as well. Solve the problems in a scientific manner. Several students don't know how to solve a problem in case of problematic papers. They will just open the material, refer the notes and feel that they are able to solve. No, it's not like that. Knowing is different. Being able to write in the exam is entirely different. For example, if you are watching a movie, can you able to reproduce the entire movie again after completion of watching the same? Impossible. But if you really want to reproduce the same, if you really want to write the movie on paper, then you must watch the movie for multiple times. So similarly, knowing is different, writing an exam is different. So once you understand, you can feel that you are able to know. But if you want to write an exam on the same, you must revise it for multiple times. That's why you must solve the problems in a scientific manner. You first, what you need to do is you first revise the problems in the same conventional way in which you are doing. For example, opening the material, referring the problem and referring the solution in the notebook. You do it in the same conventional manner. I don't have any objection. But one thing is sure. If you want to ride a car, you need to learn only 5 aspects: clutch, brake, accelerator, steering and gear rod. Only 5 aspects. But if you want to really ride a car, knowing these 5 elements is not sufficient. You must know how to coordinate these 5 elements, which requires practice. That's why, my dear students, you must solve the problems in a scientific manner so that you can solve the same problem in the public exam without any fear. So first you refer the problems in the same conventional manner in which you are doing, but it's not sufficient. So driving a car requires hands-on experience and you need to coordinate all the things. So you may commit mistake in coordinating all these 5 elements. Similarly, once you refer the problem and solution in the notebook, you will be knowing the solution. But if you want to write the same in the exam, you may lack some coordination and you may commit some mistake at 1 or 2 places. That's why you need to solve the problems in a scientific manner. You first refer the problem in the conventional manner. After that, you close down the notebook, try to take a new notebook, read the problem, solve the problem on your own. Without looking at the solution, you solve the problem on your own. Similarly, you try to solve at least 5 to 10 problems. After completion of 5 to 10 problems, open your notebook. So, evaluate the answers solved by you and identify the mistakes done by you. If possible, try to highlight the mistakes done by you using a highlighter and a red pen, because they get registered in your mind very strongly. Once you are able to highlight the mistakes done by you, the chances of committing the same mistakes in the public exam will come down. That's why highlight your mistakes using a red pen or a highlighter. So, after that, analyze why you have committed a mistake. For example, is it because of lack of practice? Is it because of lack of command over the subject? Is it because of not reading the problem properly? Is it because of wrong interpretation of the problem? Is it because of calculator mistake, etc.? There might be several reasons for committing a mistake. Try to analyze those mistakes and highlight those mistakes and see that you don't commit the same mistake again in the public exam. If you feel that a particular problem is not required to be solved again, simply strike off it in the material. If possible, you strike off the same in the notebook also. So if you feel that whenever you feel that a particular problem is not required to be revised again, you immediately strike off the same in the material as well as notebook. Because in future, when you just try to open the material, they will be clearly visible. Since you have striken off clearly, they will be clearly visible and will be giving a clear indication to you not to revise that problem again. Revise the problems in a scientific manner. Solving the problems in a scientific manner and revising the problems in a scientific manner. These two are 2 different aspects. So you have put a lot of efforts and you have solved the problems in a scientific manner, but it's not sufficient. So what our scientific study says is that there is a concept called forgetting curve. Whatever you learn today, you must revise the same by the end of the day. Otherwise, you will forget. Whatever you learn today, you must revise within a matter of 1 week. Otherwise, you will forget. And you must revise the same again within a matter of 1 month. So that's why you must revise it for multiple times. Sir, how to revise? We don't have that much time. So you need not spend that much of time. If you revise the things in a proper manner, with just 10% of time, you can get 100% efficiency. What you need to do is, you don't revise the entire problem again. You have already identified few important points in the problem. Just revise it and identify and refer its impact on the solution in your notebook. Enough. Revision is over. It's not required to revise the entire problem again. You might have already struck off certain problems. It's not required to revise those problems again. And in your every revision, you may identify some more problems to be of not so important, and you simply strike off those problems. In every revision, you must be in a position to strike off more and more number of problems so that your burden of revision and your burden to the next revision will come down. So you must revise on the same day itself, that is immediately after going home. You must revise the problems taught by the faculty on that day. So it will hardly take 5 minutes of your time to revise the problems taught by your faculty in 1 hour. So at by the end of the week, you must revise for the second time. If you prepare well for your revision, for your weekend exams, it is highly sufficient. It is almost considered as one revision for your purpose. And your next revision has to be done within a matter of 1 month. If you don't revise in this manner, there are very good chances of forgetting the same. So take your internal exams seriously. You have to consider each of your internal exams as your final exam. You have to take your internal exams so seriously. Then only you can perform well in your public exam. Prepare quick revision notes. You prepare a quick revision notes on your own. That quick revision notes shall consist of all the important points you come across while solving the problems. Important formulae, so important assumptions, important points that you learnt while solving the problems, etc. You try to maintain a notes of your own. It will be good if you maintain that notes on your own, and it will be still more good if you maintain it in your own handwriting, so that it gets registered in your mind very quickly. And try to revise that quick revision notes for multiple times, at least once in a week. So never neglect theory part in problematic papers. Every problematic paper consists of few marks of theory. For example, costing, you can find few marks of theory. FM, you can find few marks of theory. Even in papers like accounts and advanced accounting, you can find few marks of theory. Never neglect those areas, because you can score wonderful marks in those theory areas in the problematic papers. Every problematic paper consists few marks of theory. Don't neglect theory part in problematic papers, and also it's very easy to score marks in those problematic papers. So prepare in the best sources. You need to focus on two different areas. One is, what are the areas that you are preparing? In which sources you are preparing? In my knowledge, the best sources are related to CA Institute sources like study material, practice manual, RTPs, MTPs, past exam problems. So every source of CA Institute is very, very important. You need to pay special attention while preparing problems of CA Institute sources. Otherwise, you can even prepare in some other materials, not an issue. But that material must cover each and every aspects of CA Institute. Like that material must cover all the problems of study material, all the problems of RTPs, all the problems of MTPs, all the problems of past exam problems. Then only we can consider that material as best material. So you need to identify best sources for preparing. Of course, where you prepare is important, and how you prepare is still more important. You have to prepare in the scientific manner which I have explained right now. Then only your preparation will be productive. So you must be able to operate your calculator blindfold. For this purpose, you need to practice your calculator repeatedly. You spend at least 15 minutes of time to practice your calculator. Don't forget, calculator is the only weapon you can carry to the examination hall. So even if you are able to save 4 to 5 minutes of time in the public exam, you know how valuable it is. And if you practice the calculator well, then even the mistakes will also come down. You must be in a position to operate your calculator blindfold. To that extent, you need to practice your calculator. So these are the top 10 points, top 10 tips you need to follow to score exemption range of marks in problematic papers. I hope that this video will be very much useful to the students of professional courses like CA, CMA, CS. And I request all of you to subscribe to my channel so that whenever we upload a new video, so you will get intimation and you can watch the same immediately. You may not be able to implement all these points in a single day. Even I don't expect you to do so. But start implementing few points in each day, on each day, so that within a matter of 1 month, you get expertise in preparing problematic papers. All the best.